Salam. Heel striking versus forefoot. Now, let's establish what is walking. If we're walking, we're basically leaning forward to the next step. And if we don't use our leg to catch ourselves, we are gonna fall to the floor, right? I mean, if you deny that, then I don't know what to do with you. But yeah, so the normal way people do it is they heel strike. That means to go heel first as they catch themselves, catching yourself heel first. Terrible. Uh, so this is the normal way people walk, heel striking around. You know, you lean forward, you're falling, you catch yourself heel first, next step, heel first. It's joint abuse and it's lazy, it's easy, muscles are disengaged. People are like, oh, it's energy efficient. It's okay, but it's joint deficient. It's joint terror, whatever you want to call it. You're destroying your joints, and this is what I would say is the main leading cause of so-called joint degenerative disease and stuff like that. You know, having knee replacements, hip replacements. Who wants to have a doctor cut them open, take out a joint, put in an artificial one? I hope none of you. But yeah, how we do it in forefoot is stand forefoot with your muscles, you know, lightly engaged at least, holding you up instead of just slouching and heel striking and just using your joints to hold you up and using the minimal amount of muscles in order to move. That's not the right way to do it. You want to be muscularly engaged, with good posture, holding you up, and then as you step forward, you catch yourself forefoot with your muscles engaged. Hitting your heel in the ground is really bad. Think of it this way, you know, is this as an exercise? This is not an exercise. This is what you would recommend to your enemy if you want to hurt them. This here forefoot catching yourself is the actual exercise. Hence forefoot walking. So you can go like this, you know, nicely engaged, using your muscles. Of course, the downside is you gotta put effort into actually getting stronger, becoming more flexible, increasing your muscular endurance, a bit of your cardio. Although forefoot walking is less of a hit on your cardio than heel striking, but that's a video for another day. So yeah, heel striking versus forefoot. What actually makes sense? Like, come on, hitting your heel on the ground as opposed to actually using your ankle, your foot muscles, your leg muscles to catch your body weight. I could do this, you know, a lot. And worst thing is, my muscles are going to get tired, and then I have to rest. Imagine doing that. Heel first, horrendous. I'm not doing any more than that. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense doing forefoot. But yeah, it is difficult. It's going to take some time. But in longevity terms, if you want to live longer, you want to live better, even if you just live in the same amount of years, way better doing forefoot. But if you do actually want to live longer, forefoot for sure. Heel striking, you're destroying your body, and soon enough, you might fall apart. I mean, there are people who literally, I mean, look, the leading cause of death amongst old people is trips and falls. They literally just fall down one day and they break a bone. That's because they're throughout decades of heel striking, their bones are basically damaged and destroyed, and obviously their joints, so that one day when they do trip and fall and their muscles aren't as strong as they would be if they had been forfeiting, that heel striking life is only like one trip or fall away from basically dying, because they're so weak and frail that that little trip causes multiple bones to break, maybe. And then for them to try and cope with that trauma and then heal up, it takes way too much energy that their body doesn't have. The life force isn't there anymore to counteract all that punishment in that injury, and they basically die. Like, you can look up the medical statistics for that. This is literally the leading cause of death amongst old people. It's not just like they're old and they die. No, it's because they've been weak and they've been wrecking the body throughout their life, and then one day they get damaged beyond what they are capable of repairing. So hopefully we can change that. Maybe we still die of this trips and falls in old age, but I hope we can push it back. You know, let's see that happens to you at your 70s. Hopefully that'll happen to you when you're 130, and that'll be way better, right? Or especially just living a healthier life overall, be able to move around. People get to their 20s and suddenly their body's like getting injured and their joints, and then they're like, oh, I can't move around like I used to when I was a child. Like you can't, you just don't know how to actually move. So you gotta learn your basic movements. You gotta get stronger, and life can be way better than you think. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm going downhill. Athletes, when they get to 30, they think it's over. Like that's because their body has a mileage in terms of how much they can heel strike before their joints are wrecked. And then they retire, and you'll see them waddling around, struggling to walk. Their knees might have collapsed in like this, and they're walking like that. That's joint abuse from heel striking. So, yeah, hopefully we can change it. Salam.